What's up guys, it's Sean and welcome back to the iherng podcast, and today we will answer a question from email. This is from Mizan. Dear Tan, it's been a while since everybody called me by my surname. I hope this email finds you in good health. I am writing to seek your professional advice regarding a dilemma. In my quest to purchase a subsale property, first and foremost, I must express my admiration for your work as a real estate negotiator. I have been following your achievements closely and have been a huge fan. Later. Okay. To provide some context, I am currently looking at a property located in Maluri. The S&P price is listed at 260,000, while the market valuation stands at 280,000. I am keen in this property and believe it presents a great opportunity for me. However, I find myself torn between my desire to acquire this property and my financial limitations. As much as I want to proceed with the purchase, I am concerned about blowing out my savings to cover the 10% down payment and potential hidden costs that may arise. Here's where I need your expertise. If I manage to negotiate with the owner and convince him to reduce the S&P price to 245,000, would it be possible for me to borrow 280,000 from the bank to pay for the 10% upfront, which comprise 3.18% for booking and 6.82% for legal fees? In this scenario, I would aim to use the surplus funds as a cashback to carry out necessary renovations on the property. In a way, it's like 100% financing at the cost of paying more monthly out of my own pocket. As a complete novice in this field, I kindly request your guidance on the entire process involved in this scenario. It would be immensely helpful if you could provide me with a flowchart or step-by-step breakdown of the process. I value your expertise and believe your guidance will equip me with the necessary knowledge to make an informed decision. Thank you for taking the time to read my email and for consideration. Best regards, Mizan. Okay, thank you so much, Mizan, for sending in the email. Few things to clarify here. The fact that you call me Tan, I don't think that you follow me from YouTube. But anyway, the thing about me that people are still confused about is I'm not an agent, right? I am not a negotiator. This is not to put down all the real estate negotiators or agents, because I am not an agent. I do not sell anything. Only some bottom slab pants or some vacuum cleaner, and that's about it. So let's clear that out first. The second thing to clear is this topic about pumping up the valuation amount so you can take more loan. Okay, in this case, for this audience, Mizan is trying to buy an apartment which is now 260,000 in SPA, but he wants to push it down to 245,000, yet try to take loan to cover entirely and still have cash back for renovation, because no money lah, right? Everybody is just tight with budget. So in between the 10% and the miscellaneous costs. Few things. Number one, in total, you will need around 18% for a subsale properties. That includes the 10% upfront, plus the MOT later, plus the lawyer fee here, administration fee, everything, another 8%, around there, 17-18% like that. And this does not happen one go 18%. It's progressively, and that's the challenge of real estate. The entire transaction takes around 6 to 9 months time, and every time a lawyer letter come, every time a bank letter come, you need to make payment, and you will really easily lose track on all the expenses. That's the challenge of a subsale property. When you go to the property developer, one go pay money, you wait for 4 years. Then later you will pay again. Then for subsale property, there's this difference between what we call the valuation, SPA price, and market value. Okay, we have discussed it many times before, but just take this as a revision. SPA price is the price stated within the sales and purchase agreement, right? So banks will always use that amount to provide you with the financing. Like you now apply a loan 90%, right? 90% out of the SPA. You cannot tell me SPA is 245A. Can take loan at 280 or 300,000 or not? No. A simple no. Because once you jack up that, everything else follows through from the SPA price, which includes the tax lah, the RBGT if applicable lah, or stamp duties lah, all are in accordance to this SPA agreement. And that's the main challenge for such deals when you want to adjust a little bit here and there, because the owner will not feel very comfortable. Hey, why suddenly when I sell at 245 I don't have to pay tax, then suddenly when I sell at 300 then I need to pay more? Actually I earn less, it's just so you can take more loan. What for? I can easily just get another buyer who can afford, right? The other thing then will be the market valuation, which is the bank valuation as well. So let's say this property you said is 260 now at SPA price. You want to take a loan at 280 or you want to take a loan at 300,000. Is there such valuation first? It's not that the agent say got then got. It must be verified by a bank. And now valuation can be done verbally as well. So banks will have their own panel valuers where they will just call, hey, this apartment, what at Taman Maluri, right? 862 square feet. What is the current value now? And different valuers will have different amounts, so they will give you the highest one and they will tell you you can take 90% off that amount. It's not like you say, hey, I want 290, hey, I want 300. This is not Pasar Malam. Right? So there are still a lot of rules and regulations to follow, but that's generally the bank valuation. And must it be the same with the SPA price? No, the SPA price can differ from the bank valuation amount, but the bank will actually give you the loan based on the SPA amount. Let's say the market value for the property is actually 300,000, but the owner wants to sell you at 245, but the SPA must be 245,000. You take 90% out of 245, which is 221 something lah. So the rest you need to pay upfront in cash. How do people do it? So usually it's within the lawyer's arrangement. You will need to tell the lawyer then, and the lawyer will need to work with the consent of the owner to make sure that there's no extra charges when you adjust up the value. So let's say now this property, if the owner want to sell you at 245,000, you want to get loan at 280. First thing to check, is it possible to get at 280 first? If it's okay, means the bank values the property at 280, you can loan at 280, fine. The second thing the lawyer will check is that, hey, Mr. Owner, are you okay if we put the SPA price at 280, but we still settle at 245? Then there will be a discount agreement where there will be a written consent from the owner to you. A, I know this is 280, but I give you discount, so you just pay me 245, something around that line. But if there's extra charges upon 245,000, then owner will pay. Anything more than that, you will need to pay for it, because lawyer fee also increase, administration, every other fee follows accordingly to your SPA price. Then after that, can your salary qualify for 280,000 or 300,000? Even if you can say like, hey, the bank valuation, let's say lah, right, is 1 million and I get the property at 800,000. Does it mean that I get a cashback property because I qualify 90% of the loan, which means I get 900,000, pay the developer 800,000, I got 100,000 left? That's depending on whether I can qualify for the 1 million loan. Means that I can qualify only I get full 900,000, only I can pay the developer 800,000 ma. If I cannot qualify, right, all these tricks or gimmicks or schemes or whatever you want to call it, right, all wouldn't work. So what other ways, let's say like if this is plan A, if plan A don't work, meaning the owner, okay lah, 245 brother, 245 or sister, 245, we settle, but I don't want to adjust my SPA price, okay? I want you to just follow the rules and we go according to rules. Fine, right? So you pay upfront 10%. Then what about renovation fee and all? You can always take this SPA, go to your KWSP account 2 and check whether you can withdraw out how much. I'm not too sure how old are you, but based on the working arrangement, based on the ambition, I think you have worked some years already. So do check what's the amount in your account 2, and I think everybody should do this lah. Should always look into your CTOS, should always update your CCRIS and look into how much money you have in KWSP, because every month you pay allocation to it, right? At least to know how much you can take out when you really need it. For example, in situations like this, you can take the SPA of 245,000, go to KWSP, hey, EPF, I want to withdraw out account 2. If my account 2 has more than 24,000, I can only withdraw out 10% from account 2. But if my account 2 got only like 6,000, I can only withdraw out 6,000, no? 100% of it lah. So that's plan B. Plan C is then, I'm not too sure whether still got such schemes of 100% financing or not, because some banks still provide, like last time it used to be under BSN, Bank Simpanan Nasional, right? They have this 100% loan and you don't have to really like do special arrangement to get it. They really give you 100% loan. Like there are banks that gives you 95% loan, but the criteria is you need to qualify for it. And that's one of the most real thing in finance world, where figures don't lie. You can qualify, very good, I will give you as much as you need. You want 110% also, I give you. But if you cannot qualify, then too bad lor, sorry lor. That's why there are also other bodies. Let me go find out. Maybe there's a link. I can just put the link down below. You guys can go refer, right? There's like Yayasan something, right? To actually help people to qualify for loans. And so they will actually cough out the extra 10% for people to ensure home ownership is achieved and things like that. And I think that's all for this episode. It's a rather direct one. The more interesting thing to talk about will be the mindset of putting out 10-20% upfront, which is your entire saving for a property. So is it worth it, right, to put up such amount? And I guess that's the main reason why a lot of people are still not buying houses. Like, we are all trying to make it in the career, right? And now everything is getting really expensive. So do take note that home ownership is not cheap lah. Because once you think about the 18% upfront, a lot of people are like, wow, crazy, right? It's so expensive. You haven't even calculated the repair fee that comes with it, the maintenance fees that comes with the property, and a lot of other things. So every year got cukai pintu lah, cukai tanah lah, then cost penyelenggaraan lah, a lot lah, management fee, wants to fix water fountain lah, wants to fix swimming pool lah, another bunch of fees. So this is then the junction where is renting more efficient or is buying more efficient. If you are trying to buy a home for the family because you guys are just sick and tired of moving around all the time, you guys want certainty that the space is 100% yours, there's no landlord that can cancel any tenancy agreement, so you guys will need to move anytime, right? Nope, you are sick of it, enough is enough, I want to own the place. Then go ahead, right? But if you're still single, you have not much clue on what's going to happen, you're still striving a lot in your career, trying to make ends meet, but then there's this opportunity for investment, then it's a very interesting conversation. I would buy something to invest and collect rent first while I still rent the place that I live, because all the other expenses that we just discussed about, right, all will fall under the landlord. That's why a lot of people think that, hey, pay rent is expensive, right? When you calculate in everything, and if the installment amount is way higher than the rent you are paying, right, it makes a lot of sense to actually rent, because it's just way cheaper and it gives you flexibility, provided again if you're single, you don't have any commitments, right? So please do calculate carefully on all the expenses required by owning a home, because what's the worst is after you buy this property, suddenly you got no savings, then you always very kanchiong, right? Hey, what if my emergency fund is inside already? What if anything happen, right? Is there a policy that I can fall back to? I'm talking about insurance. I will need to really discount on my lifestyle, because no more fancy coffee place, no more fancy restaurants, no more entertainment for at least half a year to actually build back up my emergency fund. And that's the question you need to ask yourself. Are you okay with that sacrifice so you can have an asset, so-called asset, provided that this property in Maluri, the price will actually still go up, or at least it builds equity? Because if not, right now, a property that you live in is only going to be a liability. It means it's not going to make you a lot of money in the short term. Maybe in 10 years time, all the installment that you pay into the property, right, you will see some of it in terms of equity, but in actual fact, every month you will still need to pay out a lot of money. After thinking through that, only it's an informed decision. And the main reason I'm laying all that out is because if you are actually worried about, hey, I need more money to actually take out, right, from the financing so I can pay the lawyer fee, pay everything else. Borderlines, this may sound a bit harsh, but maybe you cannot afford the property. Yeah. So is then a conversation, are you okay to not have any savings for the rest of the years, right? Maybe 1 or 2 years time, and you take all your effort to build that up again while having the property. But having the property means every month you will need to pay up installment. So it will be very difficult to then save and pay the installment every single month at the same time. You get what I mean? Or can this property wait for another year? So have a target, right? Let's say, let me save another 10,000 first before I pull this trigger. So now have a game plan of 6 to 8 months time. How do I make and save another 10,000 to be within the account before I call this agent again? Or is this opportunity too good to be true at 245, really cannot find already? It's now or never kind of situation. Then bite the bullet and go. But then are you okay with the lifestyle of not having savings? Can your health support it? Can your family condition support it? Can everything else support it by you having no money in the saving account? Are you comfortable? Can you sleep or not? And I guess that's all for this episode. So thank you very much again, Mizan, for sending in the email. For those who still have any questions regarding real estate, do just email me at taniherng@gmail.com, or you can just DM me on Instagram, iherng, and I will see you guys on the next one. Ciao.
When love comes in